The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Avraham Avinu is the first person to discover that we have a relationship with Hashem. He was the first person who was a Maimon. He believed. Let me share with you an incredible story. A story about a group of people from Neve Yaakov. They decided they're going to make a Yom Tefillah, a day of prayer. On the day of Yud Daled Iyar, on the 14th day of Iyar, they set out to travel to the burial place of Rav Meir Baal Hanes. You probably know of Rav Meir. You've said his name when you lose something. And Rav Meir is the one who you turn to and you say, Elokod Meir Aneni. Well, these people went to go daven by the kever, by the burial place of Rav Meir Baal Hanes. They got there. It was quite hectic. There were hundreds, if not more, people at the burial place. They davened, and then it was time to go on to the next place. And the next place was drastically different than the kever of Rav Meir Baal Hanes. This was the burial place of Chabakuk. In Kfar Chakuk, there is a place where Chabakuk Hanavi, one of the Trei Asar, one of the 12 prophets, in the book Trei Asar, is buried. And it's a very quiet place. And there's just one person there, one old man with a little cap and a small jacket and a lot of keys. He's the custodian. And they came and he told them a little bit about Chabakuk. He said Chabakuk is from the term chibuk, to hug, to hold close. And Chabakuk, according to many, was the child of the Isha Shunamis who died. And Elisha Hanavi hugged that child and brought that child back to life. And he inspired these people, and they davened. Well, it was almost midday, and they started to discuss, should we eat lunch here or should we not? And what did they do? They decided, you know what, even though there's a tent here, let's go to Meron. We'll go to the kever, to the burial place of the Rashbi, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, and we'll eat over there. But when they got to the kever of the Rashbi, there was a torrential downpour. It was Iyar. It's the summer months. They weren't expecting the rain. But they could not even get out of the bus without running for cover. It was a hailstorm. They finished davening and they knew they couldn't eat there. So they decided, they could have eaten in 1,000 places, but they decided to return to the kever, to the burial place of Chabakuk. They went back to Kfar Chakuk. And they go to the kever, and there's a tent there, and they begin to set up a very beautiful lunch with pargiot and lamb and hummus and salat and some pita. And they invited the custodian over. They asked him if he'd like to eat. And they had a delicious lunch. And before they benched, he said, do you mind if I say a few words? He says, I want to thank you. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, and I was very, very hungry. And I was hoping that you'd eat lunch here. But then you decided to go to the kever of the Rashbi. And I was too embarrassed to ask you for lunch. But I just want to apologize. They looked at him, apologize. He says, yes, I davened to Hashem. And I told him I'm very hungry. I apologize. You had to come back. For him, there wasn't a question. He had asked Hashem, I'm hungry. I'm starving. Please get me food. And these people, to him it was a davar pashut. It was very simple. These people had to return because a Jew who believed in Hashem with every fiber of his being, had asked Hashem for a little bit of food. And therefore, a downpour had to occur in Meron. The bus had to turn around, and they came back to feed him lunch. He just wanted to say he's sorry. There's one thing that he did not tell them, but now they understood. Chabakuk is known for one phrase. He encapsulated the entire Torah into a 3-word phrase. V'tzadik be'emunasoi yichya. A tzaddik will live through his faith. Avraham Avinu proved it, and so did this pure Pashut Yid, this simple Jew in Kfar Chakuk.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org